Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the stream, as we are here once again in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hello, my name is Nervewing24 and we are back here with my jacket on this time because it's still a bit chilly. And hi Driftphysics, welcome back. Hello Driftphysics, aka Turtle. Hello to you, hello to everybody else who is joining us. We are back here once again in Microsoft Flight Simulator in our Premium Deluxe. Ozfly, hello, welcome back to the stream. Hello, great to have you on board tonight. So I've got a couple of ideas that I want to do tonight. So in the intervening time, of course, I was having some food. I had some dinner, finally. I was very, very hungry. I decided I actually want to go for a bit of flying I want to try flying one of the biz jets tonight. But before that, I did promise that on our last stream that we were going to yeah, very good question, Driftphysics. So yes, I did promise in our last stream that we were going to revisit the airports that we struggled with in early episodes. Now that we've reduced the number of random AI lying around our airports, I want to go back to KSFO and I want to go back to Sydney and see if we're still getting those horrible amount of stutters again. So we're going to go back, we're going to have a look at those, and then once we've done that, then I want to do a bizjet flight. I want to go try landing at Harbor Springs in Michigan. So, I was about to say without any further ado, but I've got to wait for the sim to load. So there you go. I think that's going to be the plan for tonight, at least for a bit. So I don't know how long this stream will go for tonight, but we'll see, depending on audience interaction from you lovely individuals. So yeah, I think we'll I'll try again with the smaller, lighter aircraft. But what I want to do before we get started, the other issue that we had, of course, at the end of our last stream, was we had trouble rebinding some keys. So let's go and have a look at that at the moment. So we're going to all. Let's go to parking. Oh, wait, wrong button. No, I don't want to search by input. I want to search by name. There we go. That's the one. So parking. Okay, so toggle parking brake. So it's got control num delete, and as I said, that wasn't working for me on the last one. So I'm going to change this one. So I want to clear that input, and instead we're going to make it is just control period. So, and it's interesting how also that it's it differentiates between left and right control, which is something I noticed the other night as well. So I've got to remember that as well. So let's go validate that one. Now, while I'm here as well, I want to toggle, because this is, okay, so it's remembered that one, so right control, yeah, okay, so I have set that one already. I wasn't sure if I'd set that one or not yet, so there you go, I have done that. Cool, good. You know what I should, Kiwi, hello, welcome back to the stream. Hello, great to see you again. Yogis, hello, welcome back to the stream. Great to see you both here again. Good to catch you guys. Should try challenging landing. Well, let's be honest. I made a mess of the last challenging landing, didn't I? So well, maybe we'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's how we'll finish. Maybe that's how we'll finish each stream, as I try to land at Leclerc each time. Okay, so that's fine. I'm curious actually. All right. I am very, okay, so launch assist is there, or rather launch bar is there, launch assist is not. Okay, let me try assist. Okay, so oh, wait, if it helps if I could spell assist. Okay, so launch assist has been removed. That's interesting. Hook. And tail hook's gone. That is unfortunate that they've been removed. That makes me sad. That makes me very sad and very concerned for future carrier aviation. Yogi, hello, yeah, so where are we flying? So we are flying, so first off, we're going to go back and we're going to revisit a couple of the high detailed airports, the ones that we had frame rate issues with yesterday. I'm really curious to see that now that we've reduced the number of AI objects that are spawning in. I want to go back and see if we still have the same issues that we had first time around. I'm anticipating still having issues at KSFO. I am still anticipating that, but I'd be interested to see if we get anything else as well. That's weirdly beautiful, seeing all those nav points on the map. That is weirdly beautiful. I'm going to turn those off, because I don't think we need to see those all the time. So let me just turn those nav aids off. But that is weirdly beautiful to actually see them though. So anyway, okay, so let's have a look. KSFO. So KSFO is going to be in darkness at the moment. Looks like. Probably need to go down the coast a little bit. Okay, where? No, there it is. KSFO. Right, so that's still in darkness. So we're gonna have to change from live. So hang on a minute. Let's go back to world map. So let's go KSFO. Set as departure. We'll set us up as a cub so we can go. Actually, let's go to the Pipstrel. We haven't flown the Pipstrel in any of our live streams yet tonight. Everyone in City called Aeropelican is an amazing spot. It is. So Aeropelican is actually, if you look at my Newcastle exploration video on YouTube, that's actually where we started that flight. We actually started that flight from Aeropelican because it is one of my local airports. Also the home to Matt Hall Racing, for those who remember back in the days of in the days of Red Bull air racing. Let's go with nice and bright, middle of the day. Yeah, so if you don't remember the days of Red Bull air racing, then it's actually that is actually how it is set up. So he is based there. He's actually he runs a charter company now out of there. He's actually doing charter flights down to Sydney, funnily enough. So there you go. Okay. So you used to live there? Oh, nice. I said, I'm just up in on the other side of the river, just close to off the RAF base, and I often ride. Well, I don't haven't as much lately, but when I was training for my Ironman, I'd actually ride around Lake Macquarie and come back up past Aeropelican as part of my my training rides. All right, so let's start our flight. Let's see how it's going to be. So remember that when we did this last time, folks, we had huge amounts of frame rate issues. So I'm curious to see if we get the same thing now. I am hopeful, considering that we saw the improvement out at. Well, we didn't have any issues at Heathrow, and that's supposed to be just as detailed as this one. But after we've done these couple of test flights, I think we're going to go a. I'm thinking we're going to do a flight. I want to go flying to Harbour Springs because it's an airport that is very dear to me. So I was speaking with my fiance, and we were catching up for our evening chat, morning chat for her, evening chat for me, and we were talking, and we were talking about something that happened out there at Harbour Springs, and I was like, that would be a cool place for me to go flying tonight. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so shut down everything. Actually, no, we're going to be starting at the runway, so I want to have everything on. Alright, that taxis, there we go. Now, I probably should have checked which... that was the other thing I didn't change. I didn't change my throttle settings, so I need to do that. Alright. Have I switched to beer? I have not switched to beer. I am still sipping the coffee. Thank you very much, Buffegg. Welcome back to the stream, though. Hello, great to see you again. No, haven't switched to beer. I'm still on the coffee. Still on the bean juice rather than the hops juice. But we're going to, but though I suppose if we are going to be in San Francisco, we probably should pick up some craft. Is it craft beer they make in San Francisco? Or is it craft vodka? I can never remember. Alright. So it's definitely taking its sweet time. So I've got mixed feelings about this one. We'll see how this goes. What time is it for me now? So right now, for me right now,
San
it is
Francisco Tower, Pipistrel, November Oscar, Victor Alpha, 24 ready at runway 28 right, departing straight out.
So we still have a few stutters.
Pipistrel, November Oscar, Victor Alpha, 24 cleared for takeoff, runway 28 right, straight out, departure approved.
Alright, so let's go in.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 28 right, Pipistrel, Alpha, 24.
Let me just quickly switch these controls over, but it's definitely, so we're still getting some stutters, but it is nowhere near as bad as it was on our last flight. Okay, so we do have GA, so I do have GA set. Okay, good. So mix forward, prop forward. Okay, that's good. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Speaking of, let's do our parking brake is off. Brakes on. Straining against the brakes. Brakes off. Gently up into the air. Can we just also note for a minute, like, how amazing the shadows are in this sim as well? We're just going to take a moment for that. Okay. Alright, so, yes, we still have a few performance issues, but to be honest, I'm not unsurprised by that. So, San Francisco, like Seattle, has always been a challenging area for flight sims. But this is now flyable, which is which is obviously, you know, kind of important that it's flyable. Now, while we're here, obviously at our at a high DSL airport, we should probably go around and have a look at it. Yeah, nice. For where he is. So yeah, because the whole exactly that is very true, Mr. Wookie. That is very true. The whole aircraft is modelled inside and out. So airplane heaven with air control easy range is not going to fly with this new sim. That is for sure. I'm going to drop the throttle back a little bit before we get our. Okay, so yeah, so as I said, this is interesting coming back here.
500.
That we've definitely can show that it's not the. Well, as I said, we are still getting some stutters, so we are still having some issues, but the fact that it's now flyable really, for me, indicates that that ground traffic slider is something that I think is going to catch a lot of people on launch day. It is going to catch a lot of people on launch day. So
500.
I wasn't planning on making too many videos prior to launch, but I think I'm going to have to go have one going through settings, particularly that one, because that one is going to mess a lot of people up, I think. But I got to admit though, how amazing does that look though? Like, there's just such a wow factor with this sim. There is just such a wow factor with it. These visuals are just so stunning.
$500.
I'm curious actually how well they've modeled the rabbits here in the water.
500.
We probably should have grabbed the icon for this, then we could have actually taxied all the way up to them. But you know, looking at all the rabbits actually offset with their intensities, complete with everything there. This is, I really, there is a lot to be impressed about with this. There really is. Like, you can tell actually that they have taken extra time and extra care with the sort of runway and the taxiway textures. So I can see where the handcrafted thing is coming in with this. And I think it's just the density of the buildings that is making it just a lot more frame heavy. But it is good to know that well, it's good / important to know that that number of airframes actually is going to have a huge impact on your frames. And that if you sort of tone down the number of static aircraft here, although it does break some of that, immersion factor with it, at the same time, at least then you can actually, you can actually fly here, which, let's be honest folks, we couldn't fly here before. It was unflyable yesterday. Also, is that a seaplane dock there? I didn't realise that KSFO had a seaplane dock. It kind of makes sense that it does, but I didn't realise that had a seaplane dock. Yeah, because that is a ramp next to it. Well, maybe it's not a seaplane dock, maybe it's a boat dock, but that's cool! And we've got the freight and tank farm here on the other side of the base. The other side of the base, the other side of the strip. Now, I do believe this would be part of the... I think there's a helicopter port on this side. Oh, it's the water treatment facility for the base, that is. So obviously, yeah, freight distribution warehouse complete with trucks loading into the docks. Like, what? So this is the kind of, so the handcrafted stuff like this is where you get this real immersion coming through. A couple of the old hangars there. Interesting. That's interesting how the photoreal, how they wraps around the photo imagery wraps around the bridge there. That is pretty cool for this one. Okay, sorry guys. I will get to the chat very shortly. Sorry, I'm just hand flying and just being mesmerized by this sim at the moment. We'll get there soon. Sierra Nevada beer started here in Sever. Oh, there you go. That's cool. Inspiration for little creatures. Well, there you go. I'm actually a celiac, so I actually can't have beer. It actually, which in some ways makes me sad, in some ways does not. So there you go. Zendesk on that set. Yeah, it'll be. I think it'll be. Hopefully, it'll be in the manual. But then again, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Nobody reads manuals anymore. Let's be honest here. This is the release version of this one, and MK1234. I remember your suggestion. Actually, I forgot. I just realised I forgot to turn down. I forgot to turn off my SLI. So my SLI is still technically running. The setting that we've changed here is actually the setting that we've changed was we we found a third traffic slider. So they're for aircraft traffic. So there's the traditional two AI traffic sliders that we're used to, which is the GA aircraft and airliner traffic one. So we already zeroed those, and it was still giving us crap results. But there's a third one, which is parked aircraft slider, and we've dropped that down. That was at 50%, and it caused our sim to crash yesterday when we were on approach to Anchorage, because it was trying to load in over 280 AI aircraft. Even though they weren't going to fly, it was just trying to load them into gates. So we reduced that setting down to 5% from 50%. And now, yep, we've still got a few stutters, but it is at least now flyable. So that is a huge improvement for me. So I think that's a really important setting to have here. All right, let's go here. We're going to ignore ATC. We're going to be a rebel pilots without a cause here. We won't do a Harrison Ford and land on a taxiway, though. We will land on a natural runway. But we might land long, though. For the gentleman, I think I spotted somebody was asking about the release build of this one. So this is the release version from what we've advised. So this is the exact version that will be made, which anyone who has pre-ordered or anyone who purchases it at launch will be flying. So this gives you everybody a chance to see what the sim's like and get a real handle for how it is. Alright. Gently just floating down. Throttle to idle. Hold it off as long as we can. Watch for the stall. Gently onto the nose. This thing stops. This pistol just about stops on a dime. It does. That's awesome. It's definitely something in that direction that's causing the frame loss. It's something over there that's causing the frame hit. I'm guessing possibly one of the buildings, but yeah, it's definitely something over that direction that's causing the frame hit. That side's not too bad, but that's where it's really noticeable. Looking at the main terminal building there. Well, while we're here, let's have a look. See, I must admit, this is something where I'm really missing having helicopters right now. Although I'm terrible at flying helicopters, a helicopter obviously would be a great way to sort of zip around and actually be able to see some of these things, or having a Jeep in the sim. Do you think the jetway would be able to move for us? Do you think that would work? Can I just say on a side note, the amount of detail that's in this sim, like inside and out of the jetway there, like that's, you know, and all the ground vehicles there, that is just absolutely crazy. This is so amazing. It's so awesome. Okay, let me put parking brakes on. Avionics buses off, lights off, alternator off. Alright, Mixture off, off, and battery off. There we go. Okay. Aircraft shut down. Let's jump out into our drone view. I think that's kind of cute, having our little our little pipstrel sitting there at a gate. Is that whole thing of sort of, you know, when it grows up, it's going to be able to when it grows up, it can be a tube liner. There you go. When it grows up. All right, give me a chance to go looking through the chat here, guys. Thanks very much for your patience here. Let's have a look. I'm just going through the chat because I can. Yes, there are a few media partners like myself that managed to get access. They've been granted access to the release build. Yeah, in this one, very thankful to Microsoft and Asobo and Xbox Gaming Australia and New Zealand for providing this one. It's been awesome. And Ozwookie doing a bit of promo for me there. Thank you very much, Mr. Wookie. Yes, that's right. So it's been interesting for me because I was most fortunate and very, very blessed and very fortunate to be one of the media partners that was invited, and we went to Seattle for the launch promotion event when it was pre-alpha, and we got to fly and stuff. And I can definitely tell you, it has come a long way since pre-alpha. It genuinely has. And we've got a few more days for everybody else when everybody gets their hands on this one. Dude, landing stuff on rooftops is going to be interesting. I feel terrible at one of these points that we're going to have to be I am going to have to be a bit of a cheesy gamer at some point, and I'm going to have to try and land on several big buildings, which we may do in the future in here. So, thank you very much for Mr. Wookie for solving that one. Thank you very much for that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4444. So that's a interesting question. So the understanding that we have at the moment from my Microsoft contact is that it is a phased release globally. You will be able to do a preload of the software. You can download the material, and by the way, it will take you a while. It took me about 4.5, 5 hours to get the content down. So I would highly recommend doing it if you can. In terms of unlocking it and enabling you to play it, the advice that I have from Xbox AUNZ is that it is going to be phase release based on your region. So it'll be at 12:01 AM on Tuesday the 18th, dependent on your region. So for us here in Australia and New Zealand, so it will unlock at 12:01 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time is the intended unlock time. So for that, and then so that's the Oceania region, and there's another region for Asia, and then Europe. We'll have there's a couple of different regions in Europe, and it goes from there around the world. So keep an eye on your local store, and it should the information should be there in your Microsoft store if you've purchased it via the Microsoft store. If you've purchased it via Steam, honestly, no idea. But have a look at your Steam account for that for when it unlocks. So hopefully that is the information that you guys were after, and there you go. Luke, so you've got to get pre-installed, ready to go. Excellent, that is good to see. Animated windscreen wipers for any particular aircraft. So I know that there is animated windscreen wipers on some of these aircraft, but we'll see how we go. All right. All right, so we've had been a very effective, good first test here tonight. Now I just had my pancreas beeping at me, guys, so you will have to bear with me for just a minute. Oh, we take it. Oh, ow! My pancreas is not happy tonight. Okay, let's have a look. There we go. Thanks for that. Order new SSD for it. Yes. So yeah, there is a lot going on for this one today, guys. Thank you very much. Now, let's. So that's a positive. That's a really positive outcome for me. I'm really glad that we did that test. So I think that we'll be doing a I will be doing a special video to highlight that pre-release, because I think that is a important piece of information that I think everybody needs to be made aware of, because that is going to catch a lot of simmers who like me feel that they already know the sim, because we've been flying in the Microsoft family of sims for so long that we're going to feel like we know more than we probably do. So that'll be a good opportunity for us to sort of not make complete fools of ourselves. Probably going to be a good way of saying that. All right. Now, we did have some questions earlier about caching and stuff like that. So let's have a look at that again while we're here. Not sure, Drift Physics, but I'd probably just, as I said, like, so your 9750, so that's, you sort of up there, sort of, you could probably do pretty reasonable. Your graphics card's going to really going to help you with this one, because this is probably the first sim other than Aerofly which actually properly offloads a lot of the calculations over to your GPU rather than the CPU. So I think that's going to be something to be, so GPUs are going to become more and more important. They really are going to be more important here. So here we go. So people are asking about about sort of the data usage and stuff like that. So this is where, so again, we're just in the settings and under general, and under the data tab is where you can actually sort of set your data usage amount and where the data is stored and stuff like that. So whether you want to be able to access live air traffic services from various places, from various sources around the world, with a live weather, we want multiplayer on, things like that, this is all available here. Again, this is where you can track your data, or you can set a data limitation per month for it to use. So far, in the what is it? So sort of we're up to about 15, 16 hours of flying. We've managed to use 3 gig of data. So, yeah, this sim's going to be very data hungry, guys. If you stream the photoreal data, this thing is going to be very data hungry. Now, in terms of the cache, so this is probably for those who are wanting the cache. So this allows you to set how many gigs of data you want to have on your cache. I am going to need to change that because I do not want that on my C drive. You can also delete the current cache file. So also turn it off and you have to turn it back on. Okay, so you have to turn it off. That's interesting. So if you delete it, you turn it back on again, off again. And you can view, so you can perhaps do other manual data as well. So, interesting. Yeah, I said there's a lot of settings there for you guys if you do want it. If you do, at the end of the day, the big point about this is that there are geotypical textures stored in the sim. So, which is one of the reasons why the install is 100 gig. Is that so? If you just want to, if you don't want to have any of the online stuff, just literally just turn this off, or turn off the Bing world graphics and photogrammetry. So if you turn these two off, you can still fly online with your friends. You can still fly online with other pilots. You can still see live real world air traffic data. You still have live weather. You just won't stream any of the data. So your data consumption will plummet if you turn these off. The quality of what you're flying over will also reduce. You will not be able to find your house, but it will limit the amount of bandwidth that you use. So if you are struggling with bandwidth for your downstream data or your data limits, these would be the two things I would turn off first and see how you go with those before actually pulling the pin completely on out the wall. But again, Microsoft have always said that you can pull this, you can pull the pull the pin out of the wall and just and have no internet connection and still be able to fly. Which so far I have not seen anything that says you can't do that. So there you go. Oh, hydrate. Yes, I have to hydrate instead of caffeinate. There you go. That's a good one. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Physic. All right. Oof. I think that was the only major question that we had about settings at the moment, so I think we might leave that one there. Nick Streamer, hello, welcome to the stream. I probably won't be flying through Malta tonight, so my intention tonight for this flight is I want to do a flight to somewhere. I see now Nick, now you've got my mods wanting to fly to Malta. We'll add it to, yeah, okay, we'll add it to the list. We'll add it to the list. We'll see. I do want to fly. There is a specific flight I want to do tonight. I do want to try because I'm very much missing my partner at the moment tonight, so I'm very much missing her. And I want to give a try of one of the biz jets because biz jets are about as close to tubeliners as I normally get. And I haven't actually flown in the two biz jets that come with this sim yet. So I want to give that a go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our world map. We're going to re-enable live air traffic, live weather. We're going to re-enable that. Okay, yeah, so we'll leave that one there as well. Okay, that's cool. Now let's have a look. Now I need to. Now we're going to head up to the Mitten State today. But let's grab our bizjet first. So we're going to slide across here. So we're going to fly the Cessna Citation tonight. Oh, excuse me. So we're going to fly the CJ4. Weight and balance. Now we're going to bump the fuel up a little bit because I'm not sure how far we're going to go, but I want to put let's put a decent amount of fuel on board this aircraft. We've got a couple of passengers on board. I really hope that when they I apologize as well, Mr. Wookie, and to the rest of the viewers that have asked me to look for the SDK. I'm sorry, I've just realized I forgot to look for the SDK before the stream started. I'm sorry, we will get to it. I promise I will get to it. Okay, so now we're heading up to the Mitten States. We're heading up to Harbor Springs, there it is. So this is going to be our arrival. We're going to arrive into Harbor Springs. Now, where are we going to fly from? Now, we could fly from Cherry Capital, but I feel we need to fly a little bit further. How long is it if we fly from Cherry Capital? So there's departure. So that's about an hour. No, sorry, it's not an hour. That's 6 minutes. Yeah, no, we're not leaving from there. Okay, so let's go Chicago O'Hare. Should we leave from Chicago? Let's leave from Chicago. Let's leave from O'Hare. So where are we? So do 118 as our, so we'll do a ramp from there. Can we see, so we can tweak them, we'll just see. Maybe we'll, as I said, I'm kind of happy with the 30 frames. I always like my 30 frames. Let's do low altitude airways for IFR. Do we have, so we're going to do, so it looks like we're leaving on 04 left today. It looks like it's what we're going to use our departure today. Is that, he's doing a skid. That doesn't seem right. That looks interesting. Anyway, and it looks like the approach is going to be a direct approach into Harbor Springs today. Okay. G5000 is looking in there. I don't know about the longitude. I haven't checked this one. So, okay. Which add-on mapping am I using? So so for outside of my sim, I have little nav map available for me, but everything that we are actually doing our flight planning with today and everything that you're seeing here is all 100% as is. I'm not using any add-on software for controlling any of my panels, any add-on software for any nav data or anything like that. This is all exactly stock, exactly as you guys will be receiving it if you pick it up for the 18th. All right. I think we're just about there. I think that's good. Are we good? We're right? Okay. What I need to do though is I need to... Now I've just realized I haven't set up a set of controls yet for a jet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one. Let's have a look. Where is my preset manager? There we go. So I want to duplicate this one, and we're going to call it. Okay, we're going to call this one Twin Jet. So Twin Jet Warthog. Alright, so let's go through. So I said we're going to go through a bit more than I thought here, folks, because we're going to get to have this one. So power management. So I'm going to remove the mixture for this one. So we're going to have throttle for engine 1, throttle for engine 2. Okay, that's good. We're going to button to toggle our reverse thrust. So that's our power management. Okay, toggle landing gear. Okay, secondary flight control. Okay, decrease and increase flaps. Okay, what I do need to set up is I need to set up my speed brakes, which is what we need to set up. So AP master is set there. Actually, APU starter. Okay, so we need that. Alright, so what we're going to need to look for is we're going to need to look for all. I'm going to need to look for. Okay, so let's go spoiler. Okay, so we're going to need to. Okay, so toggle spoilers is going to be that one, and toggle arm spoiler is going to be that one. Okay, so it's got my spoilers armed. I think that should be the main ones that I need. I've got my flaps set, control surfaces set because I've got my yoke. Throttle left and right. Don't need mixture because we're running a jet, so that should be fine. Okay. Oh, add-on mapping. Okay, yeah. So add-on mapping. Yeah. So at the moment, yes, I'm not using any. I'm not using. So normally, folks. So when, for example, I was using X-Plane and Prepared. So I think what Ozfly is referring to is that he and I both have been actively involved with the development of a program called SPAD Next, which many of you may have, who've been flight simming for a while, may have heard about. Which is a great program, and it's something I absolutely 100% swear by for FSX, Prepared, and for X-Plane, and for DCS as well. But I found so far that there's just so much here natively in the sim that other than the virtual sort of MFDs that can use, I'm not actually needing to do this. So yeah, I'm happy with that at the moment. So that's a good enough for that one. Screw has an ultra wide warranty. Yeah, ultimately, yeah. Yeah, the ultra wide monitors are fascinating for these ones. I need to see how Squirrel's doing that. I always avoided them because at the end of the day, I was always curious. I was always more concerned about how I would go recording content for you guys, because one of my most important decisions about how I do my content is actually about how to make sure I give you guys the best experiences as well. And I want to be able to do that, and part of doing that is using content that I can record in and make videos to stuff like you. Alright, enough of me waffling. Let's start our flight through to Harbour Springs in the Mitten State. I think you're right there, Yogi. That we will see as this sim grows and evolves, we will see more optimizations coming through. And at the end of the day, one of the most important things about this is that, unlike what happened with Flight, Microsoft actually has made a commitment to 10 years to this, at least. Like they've said, from the get-go that they are talking about 10 years. This is a 10-year journey, and we, so far in these streams, in these 3 streams that we've seen, even in this one, we've seen some bugs, we've seen some issues already. But this is the start of a journey, and I think that's something that is, I hope is not lost on a lot of people, is that Microsoft are really coming through here. They're really coming out here at the start of a journey, and that's part of what I want to share with you guys as well. Is that I really see this genuinely as a journey, and it's a partner. It's a partner journey with us as the community. So we have to we need to hold them to account for things that they don't do or things that they say they do and they don't deliver on. But we also need to hold them. But we also need to be mindful of the fact that this isn't going to happen overnight. Like a very famous shampoo ad, it won't happen overnight, but it will happen. And that's a very important thing that I hope to pass on and share as part of my journey here as well, is that this is the start of a journey. And much like a career in aviation is a journey. It starts with something small, some beginnings, and often something like this as a flight simulator. And it just grows into something amazing as time goes on. So that's what we want to share together, and hopefully we and Microsoft will share that journey many years into the future. Look, dude, I think it's pretty shit hot already. I'll be honest, I think it's pretty shit hot already, but it'll get even better as time goes on, that is for sure. As I said, like, I'm fascinated for everybody who does do who has the 4K already. Good luck to you. I'm sticking through at the moment. As I said, I'm running 1080p stuff at the moment. Now, by the way, this would actually be interesting. So we are probably going to get some stutters at the start of this, because KORD, Chicago O'Hare International, is another one of the high definition airports, and already I can see a couple of stutters here, but it is cool that we get to see, at least as we dart off into the distance, we will get to see that. At least this pushback will make a little bit more sense, because there's no prop in front of pushback dude. Alright. Now, I am not familiar with this aircraft at all, so this is going to be interesting. Let's see how we go. Alright. Checklists. Now, what AI setting? Checklist assist. So, yeah, okay, we'll leave that on for now. Alright, before starting engine, let's close this one. Alright. Alright, parking brake. Where is parking brake? Okay, so parking brake is set. That's good. Ah, untick that. Reset that one. There we go. Okay.
Parking brake. Set.
Power levers is set to idle.
Power levers. Idle.
Okay, generator switches.
Generator switches.
Okay.
On. Battery switch.
On.
On.
Avionics master.
Avionics master switch. Clearance delivery Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 IFR to Kilo Mike Golf November ready to copy. Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24
Oh, actually, I was supposed to set those to, I set those to on, not
Take off runway 4 left climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 126.625 squawk 56 tree. Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 cleared to Kilo Mike Golf November Airport as filed.
This isn't to our
Takeoff
AI,
runway
just to
4
our
left climb and
audio traffic
maintain
here as well.
7,000 feet. Departure on 126.625
Yeah, we'll try not to
squawk 56
taxi
tree.
into our pushback guy this time.
Cessna Alpha 24 read back correct. Contact ground on 124.125.
we go. That one's good.
Dispatch.
Oral warning, okay.
Okay, next page. Alright, right engine starter is set to push. Okay.
Right engine starter button.
Pause system test, okay.
Push. Right engine run/stop button. Run when N2 equals 20%. ITT and N1.
Looking good. Thought I'd muted those.
Oral warning, okay.
There we go. Okay. Alright.
Monitor.
Left engine repeat procedure. Okay.
Left engine
so
start.
left engine starter. Watching N1. Go up to 20%.
Repeat procedure.
Close the guards.
Ground Cessna November
There
Oscar
we are,
Victor
and we're done.
Alpha 2-4 requesting pushback. Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 2-4 pushback.
At least the
request
pushback guys.
accepted.
This one's guys going to be hopefully not. At least he won't be running into a prop this time, which would be good.
Avionics master switch.
Yeah, it's set to on. So I wonder why that one's not picking up that it's on. That's interesting.
On. Lights.
On. That's interesting that it hasn't detected those. That's interesting.
On. Parking brake. Release.
No, it's really fascinating just looking over and seeing that live traffic landing over there. Sorry, that was one of those moments where I just turned over there, looked at it, and just went, that's what makes this sim so
Ground
much
Cessna
cooler
November Oscar
than any
Victor
other
Alpha
sim.
2-4 requesting the end of pushback. Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 2-4 request to end pushback received.
Well, there we go. So we
Ground
haven't
Cessna
blown
November
ourselves up
Oscar Victor
on
Alpha
takeoff,
2-4
so that's a
with
good
India
start.
ready to taxi IFR. Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 2-4 taxi to and hold short of runway 4 left via taxiway Yankee Charlie 3 Delta Echo 1 Echo Romeo cross runway 27 left Romeo Tango Romeo Juliet. Contact tower on 120.75 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 4 left via taxiway Yankee Charlie 3 Delta Echo
Alright,
1
just
Echo
quickly
Romeo cross runway 27
checking
left
up
Romeo
here on
Tango
the
Romeo Juliet
just
Cessna
catching up
Alpha
on the chat
2-4.
here. Sorry, guys. So what do we got here? What did I miss? I think I missed a lot. But there you go. Turkeys and Wookiees, yes, absolutely there are. Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, good night, Mr. Wookie. Take care. Hope you have a lovely evening. Thanks for joining us on the stream. Alright, special guy. Yes, yeah, you know, well, fortunately, this guy, there was no props on this one, so that's good. Do I think I'll go back to other sims now? So, Yeah, so the short answer actually is yes. There are certain things that at the moment, for example, I can't get with the new sim. So currently, for example, the small amount of time that I spend flying helicopters, I currently can't do that in this sim. I have to actually go to, I'd have to go to another sim for that. Also, military aircraft. There are a lot of aircraft that I enjoy flying that are currently not to be found in MSFS. So, I really love my radial engines, my C-47. So, one of my favorite aircraft to fly. So, for anybody who's fresh or newly joining my my Twitch channel here, um, I regularly broadcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I broadcast. We fly several. We fly around Australia as part of in a air hauler 2 company, and we fly all over Australia and we deliver cargo. Currently, I can't do that here in MSFS because it doesn't have it doesn't have a C-47. And two, that program doesn't support MSFS at this time. Now that developer is working on maybe bringing that functionality out. He hasn't confirmed if he is or not, but he said he'll have a look at it once it's released. So, will I go back to other sims? Yeah, I will. And I still have, I think probably that I will probably uninstall FSX. FSX I think is now gone for me. I only had it in there because I am a content producer as well, so I produce I produce like mission packs, I produce scenarios, I also produce textures. So I would use FSX, so I still had FSX installed. I didn't fly in it very often, but I had it there for backwards compatibility checking. But so few people have FSX, and I think with this sim coming out now, that number will get even smaller. So I'm going to be removing that and dropping that from my supported list of sims that I'll produce. So, but I'll still have X-Plane 11 installed. I will still have Prepared installed. Funnily enough, I don't have Prepared V5 installed at the moment. I have Prepared V4.5, Hotfix 3, but I do not have Prepared V5 installed at the moment because I still think that is not ready for prime time. I think it was rushed out simply to try and get a money grab before this sim came out. I think it was purely down to that, and which I was very disappointed with. I thought that there were a lot of things that were coming in V5 which had the potential to be really, really good, but fundamentally they just didn't do a good job with it. Fundamentally, they just didn't, which is a bit of a shame, really. By the way, can I just say, by the way, here, folks, this is kind of perplexing. This is not perplexing, but this is interesting for me because we saw the United hangar before as we were taxiing out. I have flown, I've transited through this airport 3 or 4 times over the last few years. So it's really interesting for me actually looking around here going, yep, I have taxied on these taxiways. I have seen these buildings exactly as I see them. That's weird. Genuinely kind of strange. Genuinely kind of cool as well. So, there you go. Wow. Okay. Okay. FSX livery commission. So, I will. I know Kiwi. You've asked for those before. I will keep it there for. As I said, I'll keep it for a little bit longer. I'll keep FSX on my livery commissions list for a little bit longer. But essentially, I will probably be moving it to the prepared sims, and see how we go. Right, cool. We'll make sure there's no traffic coming. So anybody who might be wondering about that, so as I said before, I'm a texture creator, I'm a texture artist. I do commission liveries as well. I will eventually be adding MSFS to my repertoire, but I want to see if they give us proper paint kits first. And And also, but yeah, so I am available for commission for hire. So if you are interested in having a livery produced for a flight sim, please feel free to get in touch. Business details are down in the link below, or you can find me over on my website, novawing24.com. Alright, we're taxiing around here. As I said, chat, I will have a look at that shortly. I just want to make sure we get here. Oh, a bit of toe brakes there to get back onto the taxiway. Alright, so we're going to be fighting on 04 left today. So we're going to 1-notch flaps. Alright, coming up here to the threshold here, 04 left.
Tower Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 ready to go runway 4 left IFR to Kilo Mike Golf November. Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 cleared for takeoff runway 4 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 4 left Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24.
Alright, so here we go. So we're about to cruise up. I've just realized I don't think I set the altitude correctly for this flight plan, so I think it's going to send us to 5,000 feet, and that's all. So that's going to suck. Won't be fuel efficient, but it will still get there. We might even be better than 5,000 feet. Then we get a better view of the ground as we go over it. Okay. Now this is, as I said, so I'm impressed with the avionics systems we've seen so far. Ironically, it's interesting how this is the first glass cockpit aircraft I've flown in so far in the sim that didn't have the synthetic vision in the glass cockpit. Feels weird not having it, and that's kind of interesting. Let me just quickly check history of the ATC comms. I want to see what my clearance had for our initial altitude. If we had one as part of our clearance. Climb maintain 7,000 feet. Okay, cool. So let me just dial in quickly. So I should have dialed this in previously. But I'm going to set our altitude up to 7,000. There we go. Okay, good. Okay. We've got takeoff flaps. Ready to go. Advancing the throttles. Brakes off. Airspeed's alive. Oh, level authority. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps up. That's sync as we put the flaps up. By the way, that's just so amazing. The fact that they have that sync as we tuck the flaps up. Like, that's just, again, I've said it before, but that is just so important.
Cessna Alpha 24 contact Chicago departure on 126.625. 126.625 for Cessna Alpha 24.
Okay, so
Chicago departure Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is climbing through 1,900 feet for 7,000 feet. Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Chicago departure continue as planned. Altimeter 29.9 tree. Cessna Alpha 24 reset transponder. Squawk 56 tree.
There we go. Good, so now it is AP master on. And that should reduce our a bit better. Okay, watch out, overspeed
Cessna
there.
Alpha 24, your transponder appears inoperative or malfunctioning. Reset squawk 56 tree.
Oh, we go missing transponder. That's interesting. What did I miss in my transponder though? That's interesting.
Cessna Alpha 24, your transponder appears inoperative or malfunctioning. Reset squawk 56 tree.
Let's have a look at that. There's one here. Alright, let's have a look. Next week we've got everything else checked here. Electricals are all on.
Cessna Alpha 24 IFR flight plan is cancelled. Radar service terminated.
That's interesting.
Squawk 1200.
What? I wonder what I missed. That's
Maintain
cool.
VFR. Frequency
let's have a
change
look.
approved.
So now it's VFR, so that's interesting. So we're VFR flying now. So what
Chicago
did I miss?
approach Cessna November
with that?
Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is type Cessna C25C 6 miles northeast of Palwaukee 5,200 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Where is my comms?
Cessna November
Let's have a look.
Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Chicago approach. Squawk 6115.
Okay. So this is the thing. This is one of the reasons why I don't
Cessna
fly.
Alpha 24.
This is one of the reasons why I don't fly tube liners and bizjets, is that I do not fly
Cessna Alpha
FMCs.
24
FMCs and I
radar
are
contact
not
8 miles
friends. We
northeast of
do
Palwaukee,
not get
5,800 feet.
on. Give me
Cleared
a
through the
proper set
Bravo
of.
airspace.
Give me a set of six-pack and give me a six-pack or a G1000 set up, and I'm
Cleared
happy.
through the Bravo airspace Cessna
Give me a
Alpha 24.
Proline 21 system and a Collins FMC, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. This is why I don't
Cessna
fly
Alpha
these.
24 contact Chicago approach on
This is
120.55.
For me, very interesting right now. Kind of weird. So so I know my comms should be built
120.55 Cessna
into
Alpha 24.
here somewhere. So let's have a look. Where are we?
Chicago approach Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 6,500 feet.
So menu.
Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Chicago
See,
approach. Continue to
This
Petty
should
as
just
planned.
be my flight plan.
Altimeter
Why
2
is
niner
what's
decimal
going
niner
on
tree.
with why was my transponder not on? That's what I'm generally curious about. Why was my transponder not on? So let's have a look. PFD menu. Okay, well at least this seems to be actually modeled correctly, which is interesting. So we've got a terrain, weather, overlay, all good. So they all work fine. Where the hell are my comms? That's a really good question actually. Where is my comms in this aircraft? I legitimately do not know where my comms are in this aircraft. This is the problem with this aircraft. It's just, where is it? Alright, put our pitot hit anti-ice on. Well, fortunately, this is why we have our AI to control our traffic comms. And I'm curious as to why the transponder, because that should have kicked on as soon as we put our avionics on. So that's a bit weird. So what I'm going to do is we're going to ignore that. We're going to switch to our outside view, enjoy some beautiful screenshots, and I'm going to catch up on chat because I haven't chatted that for a while. But look how beautiful that is. See, this is, as I said, this is about as close to a tube line as I get, guys. This is about as close as I get. And FMCs and I are not friends. We have never been friends. I'm not a huge fan of them. I said, give me a six-pack, and I'm more than happy. But these, not so much. Alright. Give me a chance to catch up on chat now, so let me have a look here back here. So, Game of Ash, hello, welcome back to the stream. How are you tonight, sir? It's getting a bit late for my Australian viewers. Thank you very much for sticking with me. Thank you very much, Kiwi, for the shout out for that one. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Not going to lie to you, Kiwi. I was intimidated initially by that 767. I wasn't sure I was going to do it, and then I had so much fun making it for you. So I'm really glad that you appreciated that. I really, really am glad that you got that. Okay, and make sure you don't have Windows on your SSD, which YouTube tutorial how to install. Yeah, very good. Okay, so in terms of SSDs and hard drives and stuff, so my computer, I have a SSD just for my boot for C drive, so that's pretty much just my OS is on C drive and a couple of other important programs that need to live on there. Otherwise, everything else is then moved on to other hard drives. I use two terabyte SSDs for my sims, and then I've got another spinner hard drive for other purposes, including other games that don't really need to be fast drive space, and also all my artwork stuff. Definitely support getting your sim onto an SSD. The best one apparently is the M2s, but I do not have an M2 drive. Yeah, MK, definitely agree with MK there, is that Windows on a smallish SSD. Usually you can get away with like a 250 to 500 gig SSD. Can be done for your OS, and as long as you put OS and nothing else on there as well. Comms is on the G1000. Yeah, it probably is, isn't it? No, I made a mess of that one. It's alright. I made a mess of the systems. Give me a 6 and a 6-pack and I'm fine. So you have to use it. So normally when the code, when they give you the code, that's one of the reasons why I use the why I use the AI. By using the AI has been good, is that the AI normally drives the transponder as well. So it's interesting that this time around the AI Copilot didn't drive the transponder, which is a bit weird. Yeah, don't use FMC. So there are some FMCs out there that do both, I've found, or I've seen, at least in Sims anyway. Maybe not in real life, but in Sims they do. Alright, let's have a look. I really love just seeing that sort of like those patterns of light going across on the photo reel and across, like looking through there, to seeing those patterns of light across the ground and across the water. That's just pretty damn cool. That is really, really nice looking. Alright, let me go back into that cockpit and have a look and see if we can figure out where I went wrong with the comms. Let's have a look, because the comms are somewhere. Okay, well, hang on. Okay, so there's my comms. Okay, so there's my transponder number. So what did they say? Oh, they say I was supposed to change my transponder number to Squawk 6115. Okay, so my transponder didn't reset. Okay.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Oop. Gently watch those throttles there. Okay, so where do I need to punch in my numbers for that one? So that's fine. So okay, so you're right. I didn't change the squawk, but it's interesting that. Okay, so that's interesting, is that my AI Copilot didn't change the squawk when I was under IFR conditions, but as soon as I switched to VFR, my AI Copilot has started changing the squawk. That's bugged. That's really bugged. And a little bit annoying. Really annoying, in fact, that that's happened that way. The question is, why did that happen? So that's a weird little bug that's come through on that one. Okay, so this is where our menus are. So let's have a look here. So nav data, database, lower menu. So shouldn't need anything on that one. Upper menu. No, don't need. Okay, so that controls that one controls that one. Okay, that's fine. Traffic. So there is a TCAS display there. That's kind of cool. Okay. Where is passenger
Cessna
bridge?
Alpha 24 contact Milwaukee approach on 126.5.
126.5 Cessna Alpha 24.
Okay, so the AI
Milwaukee
is changing
approach
them.
Cessna November Oscar
Where is it
Victor Alpha
changing the
247,000
information
feet.
Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Milwaukee approach. Continue as planned.
Nuts. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is probably a bit of a bug they're going there as well. Okay, so Nuts Life, hello, welcome to the stream, welcome back. Hello, how are you tonight? Yeah, I think it is, Mav. I think it is a bug. It definitely is. Has the plane bouncing in flight been fixed? So I think it depends on the aircraft. Like as I said, we've definitely seen our aircraft bouncing in flight. Well, okay. By bouncing in flight, if you mean bouncing from atmospheric conditions and stuff like that, then that is still very much happening, exactly as it should do. If you mean bouncing like porpoising from autopilot, so far, except for when the autopilot in the Cessna Caravan tried to kill us earlier today, it's gone pretty well. It's been a very smooth ride over
Chicago
with,
Center, Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 247,000 feet.
Yeah, very excellent, good, nice summer weather. That is good to hear, nice life. That is very good to hear.
Altimeter 29.902.
Okay, so look at Barry.
Delta 1215 descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Okay, so we should. Actually, well, we're not under IFR at the moment, so
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, Delta 1215.
We're not under IFR at the moment, so I'm going to increase our cruising altitude, seeing that while we're over the Great Lakes. Let's head up to, let's do flight level change up to 10,000. So let's go with... Push the throttles forward a little bit. We'll quickly again have another little look outside.
Delta 1215, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned
Visited
altitude.
Eham already? We
Descend
have
and
not.
maintain
We have
10,000
not
feet.
headed over to Amsterdam as yet. So we should, we may do that after this one. As I said, I'm having a bit nostalgic tonight. So we're heading. We just left Chicago O'Hare, and we're heading up to Harbor Springs, up in the we're in the Great Mitten State, in this great state of Michigan in America. We're heading there because I'm feeling very nostalgic. My fiance lives just near there, and we got talking actually about the airport when we were on the phone earlier tonight. We were having the intermission between our two streams tonight, and I thought, you know what, that would be a great place for us to go and explore, because I wanted to do a flight in BizJets, and I thought it was a great place for me to go to. So here we are. We are adventuring out to the great airport, the great state of Michigan, and we're heading out onto Harbor Springs. And it's a chance to go through some flight planning and take a BizJet for a flight, because I enjoy flying BizJets, but I also suck at programming FMCs and stuff like that. So it was interesting to see how we've gone. We've already lost our IFR clearance because we couldn't figure out, well, I couldn't figure out how to change my squawk code with this aircraft. So I should probably learn this aircraft a bit more before I try to go to the longitude, which is its big brother, in a little bit. Alright. There we go. Oh, what's that? I just love... I must admit that I as much as I love a Cessna Citation, I am a sucker for a Learjet. I am an absolute sucker for a Learjet. If anybody who's followed my YouTube channel would know that I really, really love my Learjets because I love their zippy performance that they have, and they're just, again, one of those aircraft that I have a strong connection to. So I hope to see a Learjet in this sim very, very soon. It would be awesome to see that. What is in the cockpits? So it's it's a Proline series in this cockpit. So it's like we've got a Collins Proline.
Contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
So we can see the comm frequencies down the bottom, but it's trying to figure out which how to be able to get the frequencies and adjust them. I think is the
Chicago Center,
challenge
Cessna
that I
November
still
Oscar
haven't figured
Victor
out how
Alpha
to do yet.
249,800 feet.
Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Chicago Center, continue as planned. Altimeter
29.901. 29.901. So we need to change my baro down a little bit. There we go. So there we go in our cockpit. So we're in a bit of a cruise there. So check to see how we're going on our route at the moment. So we've got a fair ways to go. So we're going to be overflying Cherry Capital Airport fairly soon, and then onwards after that. So there you go. Maybe in space between the pilots. So I didn't see any comms down there, but then again, as I said, I could be wrong.
Cessna Alpha 24 contact Chicago Center on 128.5.
128.5 for Cessna Alpha 24.
Lights, yeah, it's not looking good.
Chicago Center, Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 2410,000 feet.
Yeah, as I said, can't figure out where the comms are.
Mike Bravo contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
Well, that's our interphone out the back there. So
Cessna
it's a
November
fully
Oscar
detailed
Victor
modeled
Alpha
interior.
24 Chicago Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.901.
That's cool. I didn't realize we had a fully modeled interior. That is cool.
Going to 127.0 generic
I
5
wonder
Mike Bravo.
if maybe. So I'm just switching through some of the preset views in this and see if there's any passenger sort of out the windows views. I don't think there are. No, there are not, but oh well. That's frustrating. That would have been cool if there was. Maybe we can add those into the views later on or something like that one. It's in the Garmin menu. Okay. Have we Google? I do need the so it's a Cessna Citation CJ4. So apparently it's in the main Garmin menu here somewhere. But I'm like, where in this menu is it? Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so we should be looking at so checklist button is not operative. System overlay not operative. Engine data on the top. Okay, so alternates between those two. So let's go with the lower menu. See, I'm not seeing it. As I said, it looks like it should be there because it said like it's down there on the bottom there. So that's where it would be to me. Where it should be. You're right. It should be MK. It should be in this here somewhere. But where though? Ah. Apparently that's as low as. Oh, there we go.
Cessna Alpha 24 contact Minneapolis Center on 120.85.
Because yeah, it's just you're right. Because this is where the readouts are appearing on the bottom there, so it should be accessible through this menu here.
Minneapolis Center, Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 2410,000 feet.
Display format.
Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Minneapolis Center. Continue as planned. Altimeter
References
29
menu,
decimal
not
901.
operative. Tours menu, not operative. Tours okay. Yeah, as I said, I agree. It should be there somewhere, but I'm just curious as to why it seems to not be accessible. Very odd. Very frustrating. Thoughts on the DC6B for Jessica Constellation Professional First Class Simulation Short Sunderland? Okay, good questions. Okay. So first class sims, don't touch them. They were good for their time back in the day, but their day has long passed. That one. Just like DC6B, it's accessible, it's easy to access and easy to use. I would probably look at the Flight Replicas one though. I'd have a look at the Flight Replicas one. You're probably going to get more bang for your buck out of that one. Just like Constellation Professional, that's a tough one because if you're a FS9 FSX user, you have to buy it. Whereas if you're a prepared user, that's the Constellation that ships with prepared. So it's funny actually. I haven't even thought of the Just Flight Connie as a separate aircraft for so long because it's just there and prepared for me, and has been for a long time. So great questions though. Great questions. There you go. Okay. Alright, while we're in our cruise, I'm going to grab a quick refill of my drink. So I'm going to get some more water, ready to hydrate, and an update of my coffee. So I'm going to leave you guys looking at this beautiful view, and I will be back in a couple minutes. So, because I think we're not at the top of our descent yet. We still haven't got to Cherry Capital yet, so we've got a bit of time before we need to go for there. So I'll leave you guys looking at these beautiful views, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I always remember being told that Michigan was a flat state, and then I raced there last year or the year before, and I swear to God, they must have found every single mountain or every single molehill and mountain that is in the entire state was located in this one city. Funny enough, the city they were actually about to fly over, so Traverse City, or the Cherry Capital Airport, because it's Traverse City. I didn't realise until just before I raced there, is known as the Cherry Capital of America for a random thing, and that would be the airstrip that we I think see coming up in front of us. I do believe coming up very shortly. There. It's really interesting. I've always forgotten is how lush and how green Michigan is as a city, which is really kind of cool. I really, as I said, I really hope that as a texture artist, I really hope that we get a proper paint kit for all of the default aircraft, because it's very disappointing so far that we don't have plain white textures. We have these beautiful liveries, but no plain white textures, which for us as texture artists is an absolute nightmare to work with. Because then we've got to erase, and then we end up having to erase details, and just it's an absolute nightmare. Hyman04, hello, welcome, thank you for the follow, welcome to the crew, glad to have you on board. It kind of does look like Orbix England, doesn't it, a little bit? But as I can definitely tell you though that having flown over here and done the approach into Cherry Capital Airport, which is just down below us off to our left, this is exactly what it looks like. The Cherry Capital flight is actually really fascinating because It's usually done with ERJs, ERJ 135s. Because I usually fly American, and the hop from Chicago, you barely they take your drink order before you even push back because they don't have time for an in-flight service. Like literally, they just come up, give you a can of drink, and then out, and you barely have enough time to open it and drink it before they're coming through to collect it. Because I don't think you even hit top of ascent. It's top of ascent before you're actually having to hit top of descent. Like it's a fascinating trip. It really is. I think perhaps maybe in a future one we might even do a trip with Cherry Capital and the approach down there, because there it is, Cherry Capital down there, which by the way for helicopter aficionados and for anybody interested is the home of the US Coast Guard station that is there on the Great Lakes. Is US Coast Guard station Cherry Capital in Traverse City there. Kuwait International, we are probably not going to look at Kuwait International tonight. We may look at it in a future stream, but yeah, we probably won't have a look at it tonight, Hamani, but we'll see. You never know the future. You never know the future is something that I've always learnt. So a bit of a different view today. I still always just loving I must admit that the lighting effects that I see in this aircraft are really quite beautiful. They really are. The straight wing of this Cessna business is always kind of fun. I'll just switch back into the cockpit. We'll do our due diligence and check that everything is ship shape and Bristol fashion, as it were. Apart from the fact that for some reason we couldn't change our squawk, our ident earlier. I still find it frustrating that my AI co-pilot, who's in charge of the radio comms, will happily change it when we're flying VFR, but as soon as we start flying IFR, he won't, or he or she won't change it. He or she won't change it for me. That's really annoying. Just gonna say. What I might do is that's what I might do is I might use that as a speed brake lever actually for the future. I might reset my controls and actually make that a speed brake lever, I think. So we can open up and close speed brakes on that mixer axis. Just checking over here on my little nav here. So we're going to start our descent down now, I think. We're going to bring our throttles back a bit. 3,000 feet. Vertical speed. Throttles back down a little bit. I can definitely see why you sort of mentioned MK about how it does look Orbix England. Like it's because Michigan is a very lush, very green part of America, and has a very strong European feel about it. As I said, I've spent a lot of time in Michigan over the last couple of years, and it does have that strong European feel. In fact, in Petoskey, which is where my family live, there are actually several buildings there that are built based off Swiss chalet designs, and a lot of there are quite a few stores there that actually sort of adopt that architecture style. So yeah, I can definitely see how you would have seen that connection with Orbix England there for that, because the terrain is very much like it. Alright, so we're doing our descent now. Well on our descent. And now we'll do a visual. We'll fly over Harbour Springs, and then we'll enter the circuit for a full landing today. Game Bash, a couple of days. Yeah, very true, very true. A couple of days away, you'll be able to do a test flight there. Hopefully, it'll be there for you, Vash. Pirate Lord 1, hello, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Alright. So, you can see over there on the edge of the lake there, that's where it's going to be. So we might expedite our descent. Speed brakes out, bring the airspeeds down. Alright, increase those pitch at the moment.
Cessna Alpha 24 contact Minneapolis Center on 134.6.
134.6 for Cessna Alpha 24.
These are not
Center, Cessna
touchscreens,
November,
no.
Oscar,
These
Victor
pylons
Alpha
are
24,
manipulated by the
4,400 feet.
controls here. So we've got a set of controls
Cessna
for the left
November, Oscar, Victor
MFD
Alpha
there and
24
the right
Minneapolis
MFD
Center.
there.
Continue to Irato as planned. Altimeter 29.9.1.
Okay. This is going to be really weird for me because, as I said, like, this is areas that, again, this is the fascinating part about this sim, is that this is a sim where you can really get the feeling like, okay, so I know these back roads, like I've ridden on these roads, I've run through this area, like this is fascinating for me now. Like, you know, I said I've spent time plane spotting at this airport, so this airport has an air park on it, so with the whole which is, I'm not gonna lie, is such a cool thing. I would love to be able to have that whole thing where, you know, you can actually you know, have that, you know, have enough money to be able to afford to be able to have your own aircraft hangared at your to be hangared and actually sort of, you know, be able to land it and stuff like that. Like, that's just so cool. Alright, now I should be looking at, I'm going to drift over here, because back to the right, because should be about to fly, they should be on our left then. Let's have a look. Should be town of Petoskey should be coming out down there, and there should be Harbour Springs Airport should be over there, my front left. So that should be Charlevoix Municipal over there. So it's the town of Ptowski down there. That should be...
Kilo Mike Golf, November
There it
traffic,
is.
Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 2411 miles south, 2,000 feet inbound to land runway 10.
Trying to get eyes on, because I know this strip can sort of hide a little bit. There it is, so that's the... There's the strip over there. Okay. This is so weird flying over this area because, as I said, like I've done this from ground level but not from the air. And I'm heading to, so the town of Ptowski's over there. Looking. So that's... Oh wow, so that's... That down there, folks, so that's the hospital. So that's, I've forgotten the name of the hospital, but that's the main hospital that services this entire region is through there. And that will be the airstrip over there once the train loads in. One of the several golf courses, actually, no, that's not the hospital. That's the shopping centre. So that's one of the sets of shops, and the hospital is... Where's the hospital? Yeah, no, that's the shopping centre down there. So the hospital is back down there. There's the hospital over there. Oh, wow. Okay. They may have got the building sort of not quite right, but that's right. Okay. Back to actually finding an airfield. Alright, I've got distracted from my approach now, so we are gonna have to go over. Because there's the airfield there. Okay. And they've even got the air park houses on there as well. That's cool! Alright. Start upwind. Now, I have seen citations land here, so this should be interesting. Alright. Downwind. Throttles back. Okay. Checking my airspeed there, 150 knots. Gear out. Landing lights on. Make sure we got long enough for this approach to be able to turn. Make sure that we don't lose too much altitude in the turn. Little bit of low on this approach, I think.
$500.
Little high.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Go around.
Stall.
Gear up. Flap up. Definitely unstable approach, that one.
Kilo Mike Golf, November traffic, Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is on final runway 10 to land.
Right, there we go. Okay. That was definitely not butter there, Drift. That was not even close to butter. Okay. What did we do wrong with that approach? We were too low when we turned base, is what we did with that. That we were far too low, and we didn't extend out our downwind enough. So, now that we know that, we can correct that for downwind this time. So we're going to do our downwind wider, which, if I remember correctly, actually it is a very wide approach here. Okay, a little high for pattern altitude, but it's all right. You're traveling. Yeah, little slow, little low. It's funny how get used to certain things about how you fly. And not realizing how much those behaviors become habits. Alright, so now we've extended our downwind further.
Kilo Sierra Lima Hotel Traffic Executive 664 taking off runway 10 south departure.
Kilo Kilo Mike Golf, November traffic Cessna November Oscar Victor Alpha 2-4 going around.
AI, you're a little late on that call. We well and truly gone around. It's interesting that we've got the AOA index there saying we're low. There we go. Little fast.
$500.
Little fast. On speed. Little low. That's better. That was a better landing. Well, actually, it was an actual landing this time. Probably a bit the better, very more important part of that. And there we go. Okay, well, I'm going to taxi all the way to end here because, as I said, I know this airport having been here. I'm curious because I love the fact that they actually have got as I said, there's an air park here at the end of the cherry capital of Harbour Springs Airport here, where there's a couple of owners who have, you know, their Cirruses and their Pipers and everything else, and they actually garage them in their house. And they've got those houses here at the airfield. Like, that is so cool. Like, that's so awesome. Now, are the houses 100% Axe? Not really. Oh, random. So, anybody who asked if there was achievements with this game, guess what? There are. I just had a little notification pop up in the corner of my monitor here saying that I just unlocked an achievement. I was like, cool. There you go. It does. So there you go. So if anybody wants to know, it does have achievements. There you go, folks. We've all learned something tonight. That's cool. What if I can check my Xbox companion after we've parked up our citation here, and see if I can see what the graphic is for the achievements. That's cool. All right, we'll park at the FBO, and they've got the undulations of the runway right as well. By the way, like, they've got the buildings right. So there's a skydiving school that operates out of here, there's a flight school that operates out of here, and a jet charter operator. Not jet charter operator, but I think they, I don't think the jets live here, but they operate out of here during the summer, because this is an area where there's a lot of people still have summer homes, and they'll come up here, so you often see citations parked up here during the summer months. Okay. Oh, apparently. Oh, is that where we're parking? Not happy with being that straight. There we go. Okay, now he's telling us to stop. That's interesting that he still tells us to stop. All right, cool. Alright, parking brake is on. Master caution warning is done. Now, there's no checklist to shut this aircraft down, so I guess we're going to have to figure this one out for ourselves. So let's go over here to engine. Engine set to stop. Close the guard. Guard open and engine stop. Close guard. Go. Flaps are all cleaned up. Engine. Oh no, engine stuff is off. There we go. Light systems are off. Avionics buses are shut down and all good. There we go. Done. That's cool. That was fun. Heart-wrenching. Again, that was actually really, really fascinating because doing that go around. So in other sims that I've flown, sort of I don't have the buy-in or the emotive thing to buy in to actually do the go around. But this time around, I really felt that, even though, you know, I'm sitting here on my desk, I actually still felt the need to do the go around. That was actually really, really point and really good to do. Thank you. So let me just catch up with chat here. Just saw Yogi. That's a really, actually, you know what? That's a really good way to utilize channel points. Thank you, because I had no idea what to do with the frequent flyer miles that you guys are all collecting. I think I'll do that starting the next stream. We will set that as part of our next stream. So, thank you for that, Yogi. That's a really cool idea. I'll use that if I may. Thank you very much. Right, now that we're on the ground, let me take a minute to have a snack and also catch up on the chat. How is everybody doing tonight, by the way? I hope everybody is doing well. You got 1,500. Okay, freaking miles. There you go. Okay, good. I like the sound of that. I think we might set that to being that gives me an idea. If I know, Drift, that you've got 1.2 thousand frequent flyer miles. Yogi, if you don't mind asking, how many frequent flyer miles have you got at the moment? Beloved 2, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome aboard. Happy to have you. Alright, let's have a little look here at the moment. Pirate, you're asking about the 2060 car with a detail HUD otherwise it probably will. So I'm running original first edition 1080, and it's doing pretty well for me. A couple of skips about in KSFO, but mostly at Heathrow it was fine. MK, yeah, you made a great point that you can actually change how some of the settings are that work for you, so that's really, really important, really great to have. Yeah, definitely flare to early for that one. There we go. Alright, cool. 3.8, cool. Good to know. Game Bash is 10,000 of the frequent flyer miles. Dude, that is awesome. Great to have you on board. That's awesome. I really like that idea. I think that is what we will do. We will add that to for the next stream, because I've been trying to figure out what to do with some of those channel miles, with the frequent flyer miles. So it's great to have a really cool idea of that. So thank you very much for giving me that idea. You are a awesome person for doing that. I'm just going to have a look at yep. So we do have myself as the captain, and then we got our first officer there. Really good model of a citation. I really am looking forward to when we get our get the doors. I know it's a silly thing, and I know we spend most of our time, we spend our time flying, but at the same time, there's something for me, particularly about if you're making, like, because this sim just screams for making cinematics, and I think that being able to have that cinematics, including things like having doors open and closed and stuff like that, is going to be really, really important. So it would be awesome if we can see those in the sim at some point in the future. So there you go. Okay. All right, that was the journey that I wanted to do for the night. That was fun, even with the go around, the challenge. Yeah, I think if anybody's on the 2070, 2060 Super Series, I think you probably don't have to worry about getting the straight up for the new cards, but getting there. All right. Okay, so I think we'll do it's getting a bit late, but I want to look at one more. We are going to have a look at one more airport tonight, but I want to have a look at one of the high details of scene. We are having a look at the premium deluxe package or version of the new flight sim. So let's have a look at one of the other high-end airports. Let's have a look at that. Now, let me grab my little handy-dandy reference chart. Let's have a look. Because I know it's been asked a few times, let's go, let's have a look at the world at the moment. So we've got live, we're still running live? Yeah, we are still running live. Okay, so we're still bright and sunny over here. So we've got a couple of points of interest nearby as well here at Amsterdam Schiphol. So let's take on but Indonesian bush trips. We probably will. I really love bush flying. So we had a look at some PNG bush flying yesterday. Would really like to do some as well in Indonesia, but we'll do that for another trip. I think we won't do that for tonight because I said I'm starting to feel a little sleepy, and I've got to run 20 kilometers. I've got to run 20 k's in the morning. So I do want to get a couple of hours sleep tonight, but let's grab an aircraft. We are going to grab... what should we grab? Something with good visibility. 120 knots. Flight Design CTSL, that's got a nice set of visibility on it, so that's good. And then we will do this as... get my avionics turned on. We'll see this one. We'll do a start from Schiphol. Set as our departure. There we go. That sounds good. Alright, we can have a look. We can get this one done. Says the 2i. Yeah, normally I would love the 2i, but it doesn't have the best visibility for looking at stuff like this. But I do enjoy, I really love the 208. I always have, as I said on an earlier stream, like I love the Caravan. I get a lot of personal connections with it. But it's not that flash for visibility when we're showing off things like, off the shiny new airports. Let me just take this jacket off because suddenly I'm warm. Alright. There we go. Okay. Oof. Okay. I'm really enjoying all these live streams, everybody. So thank you very much once again, everybody, for joining me for all these events. This has all been a lot of fun. Definitely streaming a lot more than I normally would. So I hope to see you on my regular scheduled program once we return to it. I said we will be. There will be quite a few streams happening with launch. I'm going to do a couple of sort of random streams. I will do at least one stream tomorrow, Sunday for me. For launch eve, launch day, I will be doing a stream on, so as I said, it will officially unlock here in Oceania. This is the first area that will officially unlock at 12:01 AM. I will be doing a live stream starting around about sometime between 5 and 7 PM on Monday, Australian Eastern Standard Time, and we will run through until after the official launching of it at midnight. So I hope to see you guys during that stream. That'll be really, really fun to be. And then we'll be streaming over the course of the sort of Tuesday through Thursday. I have quite a number of streams that I'll be looking forward to having with you guys. And I hope to maybe see some of you in multiplayer skies as well, as many of you come on board as well. And we can share the skies together. I think that will be a lot of fun. It's me, Cloud. Hello, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. OCN67. We won't be flying over Old Trafford tonight. We probably will fly over there at some point in the future, but for tonight we will not be flying over Old Trafford. I would really like that drift physics. I would like to do that. I think that would be a fun thing to do. So yeah, we'll have to chat about that, and we'll see if we can do that at some point. All right. Let me get that turned on. I probably should have switched over to my stick for this one, but that's okay. Alright. Now, I just realised I need to switch controls, so stand by. Let's go. I need to do this. So one thing I think that would have been nice is if you could have your controls that they would automatically change based on what aircraft you're flying. That would be nice. So you could actually assign it to an aircraft and say, right, so when I select, you know, the citation, it'll go to the jet one. When I go to the prop, when I go to Cessna 208, it'll go to the turboprop one. When I go to the GA aircraft, it'll go to GA one. I think that's probably the only thing that I'm thinking, oh, can I? Yeah, no, I can't. Okay. Okay, so you can't do that here. So maybe that would have been cool, but anyway. That's probably the only thing that I think it would change is there were a way to actually automatically do stuff like that. Okay. So we got prop forward that we needed. Okay, and then what do we got here? So we got brakes are on. That's right. These brakes are weird in this aircraft. That's right. Because even all the brakes are all driven by this lever. That's really weird. Okay. Okay. Into the wild blue yonder. Transylvania 737 on final runway 6. That could be interesting. Alright. Parking brake release, off we go. More traditional sort of Garmin units, that is very familiar Garmin GPS 500 unit there. Now, Antonio Schiphol is one of the high definition airports, the handcrafted airports, and this one is absolutely smooth as butter. Not even a heartbeat skip on this airport. So this has been good so far already. I always forget how big this airport is. Like, it's just insanely big. Coming in on 06. Okay, let's have a look. Now, we do remember that we did figure out in a previous, in the last stream, that there is about a 5-minute delay between the data that comes in through through flight radar and when it actually appears in the sim. There is about a 5-minute delay. So we'll have a look and see if we can find where it is. We do have our labels turned on, so let's see if it comes through. Item Cloud, we will be taking viewer requests on a future stream, so it's on tomorrow's stream. For tonight, though, I am just simply going to be doing it on. So this is going to be the last flight I'm doing for tonight, and we're just checking out the handcrafted airport here at Amsterdam Schiphol, and we're going to go. I want to go have a look at
Aeroflot 269-4 cleared to land runway 6.
There it is.
Follow the aircraft on final. Wind 290 at 7.
There it is, popped in.
Cleared to land runway 6 Aeroflot 269-4.
I just am really genuinely, like, that is so cool how they've integrated that data into the sim. Like, that is just so awesome that they've managed to achieve that. Gear out, flaps out is going in on final.
Flight Design Alpha 24, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
That's just
Skip Hall
awesome.
Tower Flight Design November
That's just
Oscar
fine,
Victor
okay,
Alpha
that's just
24 frequency change. Skip Hall Approach Flight Design November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is type Flight Design FDCT.
Either
3
way,
miles
I'm
southwest of
really
Skip Hall,
impressed by
1,200 feet.
the
Request
detail on this
clearance to
airport.
transition
Again,
Charlie
I think
airspace.
that it seems to be the main difference between these handcrafted airports is that you do
Flight
get
Design
a
November Oscar Victor Alpha
better,
24 Skip Hall approach. Squawk 152 tree.
the photoreal that seems to use underlying it seems to be a bit crisper.
Squawk 152 tree Flight Design Alpha
And you do
24.
just seem to have more attention to more of the airport clutter rather than the buildings. The buildings all seem to be
Flight
great
Design
details
Alpha
with
24 radar
There just seems to
contact
be
3
more of
miles south of Skip Hall,
the airport clutter, like
1,200
having
feet.
more of the
Clear through the
more of
Charlie
the cars in the car park and stuff like that we can see over to the left, and also things like looking
Cleared
at that
through the
construction
Charlie
park down
airspace
there.
Flight Design Alpha 24.
Seeing actual vehicles that are marked in the photoreal actually coming out and actually with 3D objects, 3D models as well. So that's the advantage of getting like these handcrafted airports. Again, it's just that little bit of extra immersion there as well. And sometimes I wonder about this, and this is something, and I've noted this a few times when I'm on my in my Novarat videos when I look at when I talk about all the new releases for the week. I always wonder how much attention people pay to some of all these details, because developers go to such great lengths to be able to provide us with such amazing, intricate detail for the sceneries that we purchase for our sims. How many of us actually genuinely take the time to do a flight like this, you know, where it's low and slow, and actually appreciate the fact that, you know, there is a gate, you know, there is a set of, you know, mobile air stairs on every ramp along here, that, you know, every actual, you know, the air conditioning units on the buildings is actually as it actually is on the actual building, like stuff like that. Like, how much of that do we appreciate as simmers? You know, we complain when it's not there, but how often do we actually look and appreciate when it is there? Like, that's a question that I think we need to do. Good question. I'm not sure what time I'm going to stream tomorrow, mainly because it depends on what time I wake up in the morning. It also depends on how long my run takes me. Not going to lie, I am a little out of running form at the moment. Like, I was supposed to do I had an interval set to do on Friday, which I didn't do. I had a 10k run, which I was supposed to do today, and then a 20k run to do tomorrow. I didn't do the 10k run today. Instead, I did the interval set I was supposed to do on Friday. But yeah, I'm going to do my 20k run tomorrow. And that's going to take me a good couple of hours. It should take me about 2.5 hours or so. So we'll see. We'll see. And I need to do my Novarat video for everybody, for their perusal, to see all the new things that have come out in the sim world in the last week. Alright. That's just so cool, just watching Tissy's Nightfall. Like, that's... This is just something else. Like I said, it's just something else to be able to see that information coming through. That's just awesome. I think it's a bit of a shame, though. The one thing I'm really noticing, though, is that with the exception of United, we don't see any brand names. Like, I'm looking at these advertising billboards here, and I'm like, okay, I guess that, okay, you don't put an actual product in there that's there at the moment, but why not use it as an opportunity to advertise for Microsoft? You know, have the Flight Sim in there, or have one of the partners of Flight Sim actually there. Like, why not do that? I think that would be kind of cool. Alright. I am going to end the stream, so we are going to wrap the stream up tonight. But instead of landing on the runway, I want to do something that I want to try. Sorry, 1 second. gosh, is that? So okay, so we're gonna do something. This is a little bit weird, a little bit different. I want to test something out. So I was advised that the roofs of buildings are hard. So I want to try and find a flat roofed building with minimal stuff interfering on it, and I want to try and land on it. Let's have a look. Let's wander into town. Let's have a look, because I think I see a warehouse over there. Yeah, roof landing. That's right. So it's an interesting thing I want to have because I want to prove it. So actually, what I should have done is I should have gone to the Burj in the UAE, and we should have tried to land on the helipad up there. We should have tried to do that, which we may still do one day. Maybe I'll do a dedicated stream one day of just doing crazy landings. Maybe we'll do that. All right, let's head over here. I want to circle over this roof first to make sure it is flat. But even looking at these, like looking at the buildings down here as well. So one thing I've noticed is that every country that we've flown over so far, it's had a unique set of building. Well, maybe or even if it's not, it's felt like it's had a unique set of building textures that actually sort of align with the architecture of the part of the world that we're in. And we've traveled some very, very different parts of the world in our travels over the last couple of days. All right, so let's have a look at this roof. All right, that looks fairly flat. Alright. Downwind for our roof landing. That one's dotted with way too many air conditioning vents, so we're not going to try and use that one. Oh, see, and now all those air conditioning units have just popped into view. This could be not as easy as I thought. If this works... It works! It doesn't know what to... The physics engine doesn't know... Okay, it kind of works. The physics engine didn't know what to do with the unstable surface, but it got there. I think that was us falling through the roof, I think. That makes me really happy, though, because when we get helicopters, it means that we will be able to land anywhere. And that's a big thing with helicopters, is that the world is your helipad when you're flying a helicopter. So that's a really, really important thing to be able to have there. So that makes me very, very happy. That does. So it was a butter landing in the end, and then we were let down by the physics engine in the end. Well, not really let down, but there you go. Alright guys, I am going to wrap up the stream for tonight because as I said, I'm tired. This has been, thank you very much for coming in for another 2 or 3 hours, 2-3 hours for us. It's been great. Do you have the, okay, only if you have the IKO is the only thing I'll do. I'll check it if it's in the, if it's got the IKO. But otherwise folks, what we'll do is we'll be adding in for, as per Yogi's suggestion, for our next stream. So in tomorrow we will add in, if you would like me to go to an airport, we'll do a bit of a viewer request one. What we'll do is we'll add in to redeem channel points. We'll, after your frequent flyer miles in the channel here, we will give you the option to be able to get a flight. So pick an airport you'd like to go to and see. Nick the Streamer, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. Yogi, that is fine. Thank you thank you guys. Thank you, and thank you to everybody here coming by. It's been amazing. It's always great to have and share the joy and the awesomeness of flight simulation with everybody here. It's always fun. Alright guys, thanks very much for tuning in. I'm going out. I'm going to go get a couple of hours sleep. So look for me coming to if you haven't already, don't forget to give us a follow here on Twitch. Also, to keep an eye out for me for when I am going live. Find me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. I am the same on both. And keep an eye out for the go live notifications there. That'll be awesome. Alright, thanks very much. Glad you guys have fun. I'm going to leave you guys, send you guys over to the Kandurist again, who is someone who I get to work with and some work that I have. So let me start the raid here. Let me do that. Raid the underscore. Gotta get the spelling right. There we go. Alright guys. Thanks very much for tuning in. Take care. Safe skies to all. And we will see you on the very next stream. Vash, take care. Bye for now, guys.